in focus. I think I see one up there.
Looks like the female. She's off to the side. That means she probably has chicks down in the nest.
Wow, that's super cool. If you've ever flown in an airplane, you've seen just how much humans have changed the American landscape. That's one reason why seeing majestic wildlife like this gives us such a sense of awe. And when it comes to bird species, this one is both majestic and unique. Come on, let's take a look. Man, these birds are insanely cool. But what makes ospreys so unique?
Well, osprey aren't eagles and osprey aren't hawks. Osprey are in their own family. They're birds of prey and they eat almost entirely just fish.
So that's why I've heard people call them a fish hawk or a fish eagle.
Right, and they like to nest on really high towers.
Have ospreys always been here?
No, they moved into the southern part of Wisconsin in the mid-1990s. Before that, they were pretty much just found in the northern half of the state. They took a hard fall when the DDT poisoning started back in the late 50s.
Is that the pesticide that made their eggs really fragile?
Yes, and they've had a lot of nest failures because of it. But then they removed DDT from the environment and the osprey made a comeback.
So I know we got rid of DDT, but what else has brought ospreys back to an area where they haven't been in 100 years?
Well, we've cleaned up our rivers and our lakes. So by doing that, we increased the fish population and made it easier for the osprey to find the fish. So you might say that man's intervention with the environment has really helped the species a lot. There's another way that humans have helped. By putting up cell towers and utility poles, they've created structures that the osprey like to nest on.
So when companies put up towers like these, they can actually become avian stewards?
That's correct. They can benefit the osprey by just putting up a platform, and the osprey will readily take to it and build their nest there, as long as it's near waters or lakes.
I see towers as far as the eye can see. What makes that one so special?
Well, when ATC put this one up, they wanted to know about putting a platform in an area that might help the osprey, so we located it on the pole that was closest to the Wisconsin River. That's the ideal place for an osprey to nest, where the osprey can get their food supply, which is fish.
Since you're a consultant on these projects, that must mean you're like a consultant avian steward.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I just like osprey a lot, and I like to make sure that they're nesting in a proper and safe environment. So when ATC contacted me, I thought this was the ideal spot to put a nesting platform.
Super cool. So what are the secrets to building one of these?
Well, I wanted them to locate the nest platform at the top of the pole, because that's the safest place for the osprey. At the top of the pole are where the ground wires are, not the power lines. So I don't have to worry about the osprey running into the power lines when they're flying to and from the nest.
What about the platform itself?
It just has to be about a 3x3 structure and some rebar support so that the sticks don't blow off. Then it just has to be located at the very top of the pole. The osprey don't care. They will love it right there.
How readily do they take over a nest like that?
Well, sometimes it's right away. When they come back in the spring, they'll find the location. It's ideal. They'll start building sticks and have the nest right there. Other times it might take a year or two. Here's one of the tricks that we do when they're putting up a nesting platform. I have the utility company actually put the sticks up there to kind of get it started for the osprey. Then when they come back in spring migration and they find the site suitable, they just add sticks and finish the nest themselves.
Wow, ospreys look such like an intimidating species. Do they have any enemies?
We wouldn't think so, but they actually do. Bald eagles and great horned owls are both enemies of the osprey because they can swing by and grab an osprey chick off the nest. That's why the mom or the dad like to sit up there to protect them.
If you want to be an avian steward for ospreys, you got to put up these big poles. Why would ATC be involved with this?
Well, actually, the company puts up the poles that they need for electricity. The osprey are the ones that choose ATC's poles for nesting. So they just like to be cooperative in helping the osprey and put the platforms up in a safer place so that they don't get electrocuted or cause power outages. So they're being a little proactive in helping the osprey that way.
So you're a bird consultant for all kinds of birds. If they don't put up big towers like these, what can other companies do to help birds?
Well, a lot of companies own a lot of land, and they can do prairie restorations, or they can preserve wetlands, or they can preserve woodlands. All those environmental habitats are great for all kinds of nesting bird species. Here comes an osprey landing on the tower now.
So since all of us can't always put up these transmission poles, what can the average person do to help?
Well, Cedric, we're actually doing it right now. You're educating people about osprey, the environment they need, and the type of structure they need for their nesting platforms.
So I guess I'm pretty important after all, huh? If those ospreys could talk, what do you think they would say about the platform?
Oh, I think they would say it was awesome because it's like the perfect site for them up there on top of the pole. They're as high as they can be, they can see all around. It's got the right of space for a number of sticks they put in there. It supports them just fine, it's not going to collapse. So I think they feel pretty safe up there.
Well, that's all that's going on at the osprey nest. Let's see what's going on at the heron rookery.
Did you ever wonder how you affect all the other life forms that share planet Earth? It's easy to discover the science of nature and the adventure that awaits you at intotheoutdoors.org. With just a few clicks, you'll find over 100 environmental and science videos that will help answer some of life's biggest questions. Like, what's the secret to all life on the planet? And to share the fun of learning with your entire classroom, have your teacher download the free educational videos and lesson activities at intotheoutdoors.org.